Well, that's a very decent middle sector for the Alpine. They only half it all.
They have crashed! They've gone into each other!
What a start for Will Davison. Di Pasquale has been swamped.
Some of the biggest and most talented egos in sailing.
The two-time defending champions make it 2 in a row.
Join us on Monday to Friday live at 12 p.m. for the TVWan News Update, bringing you the latest in local and regional news. The TVWan Midday News, Monday to Friday live at 12 p.m. on TVWan.
The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TVWan News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr.
And I'm Mary Silla Kelaton. Join me later for sports later in the bulletin.
In this edition, Modilon Hospital relieved with new ambulance, no returned items will be sold, and Pokes finish at the bottom. In response to the recent surge in violence and civil unrest, the Obstetrics and Gynecology Department at the Port Moresby General Hospital has issued an urgent notice to any person who has experienced sexual assault to seek immediate assistance at Ward 9 or the Family Support Centre within the hospital premises. This service is free of charge. PMGH doctors and social workers are also available 24/7 to provide comprehensive care, including treatment for sexually transmitted infections. PMGH says it is crucial to present yourself within the initial days after the incident to maximize the effectiveness of the hospital's interventions, which also address HIV transmission prevention and unwanted pregnancy. Modilon General Hospital in the Madang province is a level 5 hospital and should be well resourced to deal with health issues within Madang province. However, according to staff of the Madang Provincial Health Authority, a lot more needs to be done in order for the hospital to operate as the province's main health facility. An ambulance is among the vital resources lacking in emergency responses and operations. The hospital has not had one for years, and this has hindered many life-saving operations. Last week, Friday, an ambulance was presented to Modilon General Hospital, courtesy of the National Gaming and Control Board.
Modilon General Hospital was presented with a new ambulance by the National Gaming and Control Board. The hospital was in need of an ambulance to support emergency responses and operations. It did not have one for several years. The 3 months of procedures and processes to be met, the ambulance presented to Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa in December 2023. Governor Pariwa met with NGCB in September 2023 about purchasing an ambulance for Modilon General Hospital after he personally witnessed an unfortunate incident involving a child who could not be transported quickly enough to the hospital. While the governor helped the child and his parents to hospital, it was too late to save the child. Modilon Hospital has been serving the province for more than 30 years and deserves undue attention. Governor Pariwa said besides the Port Moresby General Hospital, Modilon Hospital provides medical services and trains medical professionals. He called on the government to support each work. Hospital Executive Manager Dr. Thomas Kambuka is a surgeon. He was grateful for the ambulance. He would like to see more support given to them so they can better serve the people of Medang.
Bata was doing that. He could hear us talking, so we're trying to do that. I hope you can one day hear Dr. Mbona trying to save Mama from hospital to somewhere and moving here, connecting me, come. It's happening here. The magic takes place. And this place of health is where the magic takes place for the people of this province.
He added that much of the hardships medical staff face each day is not being told, but Dr. Kambuka believes that there is room for improvement.
This is the most central, I was telling your officers, this is the most central place in Papua New Guinea. And more central. And if you can build this place, we can market this place. Alice, what are we doing in Enga or something else? It's not central. What are we doing in Speak South is not central. What are we doing is central. This is the most central place for the whole Papua New Guinea. We have an opportunity to deal with this.
Modilon Hospital prides itself in having 30 experienced and specialized doctors in the country, the highest compared to the other provinces. However, it lacks vital resources and facilities to boost patient care and reduce preventable deaths. Jane Budo, TVWan News.
Meantime, the governor for Medang was updated by staff of the Medang Provincial Health Authority who have outstanding grievances with the senior executive management. Grievances include unpaid casual staff, operations management and clinical resources for Modilon General Hospital.
Modilon General Hospital Executive Manager Dr. Thomas Kambuka said the hospital needs political support to drive improvement. Dr. Kambuka said apart from power and water woes, vital life-saving resources are unavailable for doctors and nurses to adequately attend to patients. The overall infrastructure has also deteriorated, resulting in overcrowding and unnecessary deaths. Housing has also been an issue for staff. They travel long distances for work and they work lengthy shifts. Those in the rural areas are even more challenged.
But the story people are carrying. If you are connected, I hope people are connected via radio, so you can arrange people talk. You can hear us communicating, and that's what we're trying to do now. So you can exactly hear how we are moving and communicating when you're doing these services. House full of you.
Experienced doctors at the hospital have strategized for the decentralization of health services to districts by February this year, and they need good leadership to make this happen. They told Governor Ramsey Pariwa that in 2022, the hospital received 5 million kina and 2023, 3.5 million kina from the National Department of Health to refurbish wards. However, there is no tangible outcome from this funding.
Totally failed. And you're not blind, you're not deaf, and you know we mismanage money. And that's where we are. That's the bottom line. We mismanage money, that's why we couldn't. The plan was to have the hospital refurbished by end of last year.
The governor advised the hospital staff that budget allocations to the Provincial Health Authority is not received by the provincial administration. However, he said he will see to it that a new hospital board is appointed and a new CEO put in place to get the job done. Currently, there is no immediate ward as the gynecology ward is under construction. The emergency and outpatient ward is still under construction.
You mean the planning problem too, about our facility, our equipment, medical equipment, our manpower, maybe was still down yet. All these issues, all issues were necessary, hardworking necessary, bringing come attention, I will meet.
Governor Pariwa said he has already prepared the resolution made by the Provincial Executive Council for a new hospital board and will hand it over to Minister for Health and HIV, Dr. Lino Tom, when he visits Medang this week. Jane Budo, TVWan News.
Goroka Provincial Hospital in Eastern Highlands recently received a generous funding of 15 million kina towards the improvement of its facilities, with an additional 4 million kina in funding for any other development that may be required within the hospital.
Goroka Provincial Hospital aims to provide better healthcare service to the patients, especially women and children in Eastern Islands, with improved facilities. With the generous funding of initial 15 million kina and the additional 4 million kina, the provincial hospital as well as other health centers around the province will benefit in terms of improving primary health care and establishment of community health posts in selected districts of the province. Minister for Health and HIV Dr. Lino Tom knows all too well the hardship that health centers and the hospitals face. He said it was necessary to assist them with such funding. Dr. Lino accorded the source of these funds to the Marape Rosso government as part of its strategy to help all hospitals and health centers in the country to be well-resourced and equipped. Chief Executive Officer of the Provincial Health Authority, Dr. Joseph Appa, received the funding on behalf of the hospital. Dr. Appa thanked Dr. Lino and the government for helping the hospital improve patient care. Frida Kana, TVWan News.
An unexpected heavy downpour in the nation's capital in Port Moresby today saw flash flooding at the Sipora stream and accumulation of part of the city drainage along Tarama Valley Road. The flooding prevented many residents from going to work. The heavy rain, which came after weeks of dry spell, caused the small stream to overflow its banks, specifically at Gavirahia, behind the Bethel Funeral Home. Residents said the fast-flowing water almost swept away people who tried to cross it when the tide was still high during the heavy downpour. Coupled with last week's events, many of the working class were too overwhelmed to try to get to work at all, even though the rain stopped a few hours later. TVWan News continues after the break. KVN slowly opens shops for business, and Brian Bell says no returned stolen goods will be put on shelves again.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bungimyumi.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open Lens.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite from us. Tennessee cola, scale rice on scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rice on scale price. And but you like it.
Superstition ain't the way.
This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good jade.
The stakes are high, and every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it!
Rush, 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 move, move, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever. All new season coming soon on Outdoor.
Watch mixed martial arts, only on Fight Sports.
Welcome back. In a bid to restore a semblance of normalcy, shops in TVWan town have been given the green light to open their doors to the public. However, a strict schedule has been imposed, allowing operations only from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. This arrangement is set to be in effect today, Monday, January 15th, to Friday, January 19th. Notably, authorities are discouraging the trading of liquor during this period, emphasizing the need for a gradual return to regular activities. The decision reflects a cautious approach to prevent any potential disturbances. To ensure the safety of residents and visitors, authorities have heightened their presence in TVWan town, deploying a substantial number of law enforcers to closely monitor the situation. The increased security measures aim to maintain order and address any unforeseen challenges that may arise during this critical reopening phase. The national government has evoked Section 70 of the National Information and Communications Technology of 2009 that now gives government the rights to check the mobile phones, homes and vehicles of citizens during this state of emergency. Prime Minister Marape stated this in a press conference last week.
Prime Minister James Marape says under the state of emergency introduced last Thursday after the riots on Wednesday, the national government is allowed to search the properties including houses and vehicles and even mobile phones.
Controller and his team will have access to, will have right to come in and search, check cars, check properties, check houses, check people, check your mobile phone. Cabinet has already invoked Section 70 provisions of the ICT Act, NICTA Act rather, to ensure that we go in and check phones, see who have been trying their very best to make this and fan it out of proportion, and we will this every measures we're deploying under the Emergency Act to use this point in time, the 10th of January 2024, as a moment in which we step up to improve and secure our nation's capital.
Furthermore, Prime Minister Marape says the government will go a step further by using this year's planned census to account for everyone living in the nation's capital.
Part of the rebuilding would take into consideration how we deal with vagrancy, how we deal with people ID in the city, how we deal with people coming into the city. You must have a valid reason to come in, and you must have ID to come in. We will utilize our census for 2024, our nationwide census, to head count on who we have in a city, who we have in our country, and we will interface that or roll that out also with an ID-based program, that every citizen must be ID'd in our country, so that with an ID we know who is moving in and out, and we account for every citizens and human right is a qualified right. You live within respect of others' right in living in our city with peace and harmony. And so those will be tidied upon from lessons learned in this catastrophe that has happened in the last few days.
The Prime Minister says funding has already been allocated for a Safe City program initiated by NCT Governor Powes Pakop. The program to install video cameras citywide in key locations will be launched this year.
Camera will be placed in all major intersections in the city, and cameras will then monitor movements of people, transportation of people, and for us to live in order in our city. Definitely restoration of our urban areas in our country to lawful living will be an utmost priority. I just want to impress on our people. Democracy gives you the freedom of movement, but it is a qualified freedom.
The national government, through its disciplinary forces, are working to ensure the city returns to normalcy and a sense of security is restored to those living and working in the city to freely conduct their business. Mary Silla Kelleton, TVWan News.
Work towards restoring normalcy in the National Capital District after the looting and arson on Wednesday, January 10, commenced last week. ACP Anthony Wagambi Jr. in a statement said the NCT Police, supported by mobile squads and the PNG Defence Force, have commenced operations with two main objectives, one of which is the retrieval of stolen properties.
NCT Police have commenced working towards restoring normalcy in NCT after the looting on Wednesday, which saw several major supermarkets, shops, warehouses and properties ransacked and burned. NCT Police, supported by mobile squads and military, have commenced operations with two main objectives. The first is to restore a sense of security and confidence for people and businesses. More businesses have opened shop as of Saturday, and the hope was to see everything return to normal by this week. The second phase of the police operation is to retrieve stolen properties. Police and soldiers under this operation will enter and search suspected premises. ACP Anthony Wagambi Jr. says all items recovered are listed and recorded by the attending officer, then taken to the designated storage area and registered into an exhibit registry. All these items are then stored in the containers. All recovered goods will be returned to the owners. Furthermore, Brian Bell Group CEO Cameron McKellar says the group has full inventory knowledge of what was in their warehouse prior to it all being stolen and then burnt to the ground. Mr. McKellar says the hope is that the police are pursuing those responsible. He further said that all stolen products retrieved will not go on the shelf for resale. Mr. McKellar said the group will work through a solution. Since Brian Bell no longer has a warehouse, anything being returned to that site has been exposed to the weather and other natural elements, thus returning the product to Gere, who creates added complexity for the organization. The site is also unsafe and unstable. The Brian Bell CEO says the group's immediate focus is for their team and resuming normal operations in every other part of their business. Mary Silla Kelleton, TVWan News.
Following the Mount Ulawun volcanic eruption on November 20, 2023, 10 care centers were established to assist the displaced population. Recent updates indicate that 6 of these centers have been closed successfully, leaving 4 operational ones: Bakara, Sovula Primary School, Sovula Junction, and Kabaya. In the aftermath of the Mount Ulawun volcanic eruption on November 20, 2023, the region established 10 care centers to support the displaced. 6 of these centers have closed, leaving Bakara, Sovula Primary School, Sovula Junction, and Kabaya operational. The remaining 6 house 945 families, totaling 5,133 displaced individuals, a considerable reduction from the initial 25,950. Deputy Forward Operations Base Commander and East Nakanai LLG Manager Roland Punurea said there are plans to negotiate with care center residents for a gradual return to their villages.
By next Tuesday, if we wish, we'll start with negotiations with the people at the care centers that they be prepared to return. And we subsidize the rations at the villages. Depending on the geological and report from RV and the installation of the seismic station. Apart from that, we have our TVWan going to do impact assessment on the gardens and all this. So it's like part of restoration now. And we look for them for resettlement.
Relief supplies procured by the Provincial Disaster Committee were distributed on Saturday, January 13th. Blaise Luveni, Ward 3 Councillor for Ubili East Nakanai LLG, reported positive conditions at Sovula Primary School but highlighted water issues in Kabaya. He emphasized the need for additional toilets and addressed security concerns within the care centers.
Family looking well, Nicholas Tablo Care Center, Emirates, Wara Care Center, you're right. I think, except Lokabaya, I think you got to get problem solo Wara. But Losubula would get Wara, Subula and me, Bamitopol 90%. You got to Wara stuff, was laundry, no one, not drinking water too. Poland Bill District will be installing supply tanks where we're looking for tanks for helping people too long. Lokabaya and Subula as well.
Other challenges that Luveni raised include delays in ration deliveries and resumption of education in the care centers for the displaced children. The transition of FOP responsibilities and the ongoing efforts to address infrastructure and security challenges demonstrate progress in the aftermath of the volcanic eruption, while also acknowledging the need for sustained support and improvements. Prime Minister James Marape said his Pangu government has delivered tax cuts to workers, not tax increases. He said this in response to the opposition's claims of tax increases.
Prime Minister James Marape said claims by the opposition of tax increases is designed to create confusion in a lead-up to next month's vote of no confidence. The Prime Minister is calling on the opposition to correct this and apologize. Leader of opposition Joseph Lelang in a recent media conference accused the government of not addressing the issue at hand and blamed the technical glitch on the payroll system that affected the pay for public servants. The Prime Minister's response includes explaining the household assistance package. PM Marape said on June 1, 2022, Pangu increased the threshold to 17,500 kina as part of its 611 million kina household assistance package to provide some relief to cost of living pressures facing ordinary Papua New Guineans, largely caused by the impacts of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. In 2023, they increased the threshold to 20,000 kina as a temporary measure and as part of the second installment of the household assistance package to help relieve pressure on household budgets. As part of the third stage of the combined household assistance package, PM Marape said the government concluded that it was necessary to make the 20,000 kina tax threshold payment in the face of continuing pressure on family finances. Roland Dennis, TVWan News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2678 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2603, $0.3861 Australian dollars, €0.2300 and 37.36 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, cocoa, copper and crude oil closed higher. Coffee, palm oil and copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TVWan News. Regional news is next. Storms hit by surprise, and Denmark has a new king and queen.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, Our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Harem talk, young or old, a scale rice family meal with talk. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Senisi gola scale rice, low scale price. Senisi gola scale rice, low scale price. But you like him?
Hiya, Mama. You wait them, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Number One Super wants members Super to last as long as possible in retirement. With Number One Super's retirement savings account, you get regular payments while the balance remains invested and continues to grow, helping your super savings last longer. It's like still getting paid even when you stopped working. Number One's retirement savings account. Contact us today to find out more.
Get ready for more! Digicell's new Big Plus Supersized Data Plans. Now with more options, more plans, and more time. Choose from our daily plans, now valid for 24 hours, weekly plans, or even a monthly plan from our suite of Big Plus Supersized Data Plans. All with more data and starting from as low as 1 kina. Yes, you heard right. What's up, that's all? Yes, yeah! Only Digicell's Big Plus Supersized Data Plans gives you more. Activate today on My Digicell app or dial *675# only with Digicell.
He's seen as a table legend.
That is delicious.
Join Tommy Gomes in a tasty culinary voyage.
Holy mackerel. Did I just say that? We're exploring where your quality American seafood comes from. Quality is key. The uglier the fish, the better it tastes.
Take a deep dive into America's commercial fishing culture. The Fishmonger. Streaming now on Outdoor.
See the toughest fighters in MMA in a whole new light.
I had to show my true heart.
MMA 30 is your window into their lives.
These are my horses, my childhood house.
My judo is a huge asset for me.
An exclusive all-access pass.
We're here for his bachelor party.
With your favorite stars of the sport.
I would be known as one of the greatest.
Watch MMA 30 only on Fight Sports.
Welcome back. Yet another cleanup effort is underway across Canberra after a major storm struck the capital for the third time in just over a month. Hundreds of calls for help for flooded houses and downed trees have now been answered, but questions remain about why there was so little warning before the wild weather hit.
We had about 70 millimetres over Lake Burley-Griffin yesterday afternoon, so quite large rainfalls in a short period of time.
Yesterday's flash flooding event in Canberra even caught first responders by surprise.
This cell sort of came out of nowhere. The weather turned quite quickly and we were unable to sort of really do much in relation to warnings.
More than 30 crews answered over 200 calls for help from across the city. Today, most of the clean-up effort was focused on Canberra's inner north and south, with fallen trees and leaking roofs taking up most of the resources.
The rain was simply bucketing down in great torrents, and after a while we noticed there was a drip coming from one of the light fittings in the ceiling. There was nothing much we could do except put a bucket there.
But badly damaged roads like this one in Farrer might take a little longer to repair. Yesterday's downpour was the third major storm event to hit Canberra in just over a month. And in most cases, it's volunteers doing the clean-up. But with the storm season still far from over, emergency services are calling for residents to be more proactive.
People need to be a bit more prepared, so they need to make sure they clean out their gutters and they tie things down, and that they need to do a lot more self-repairs.
Today, I've been up cleaning out gutters and removing all the detritus and whatever leaves were still there.
A timely reminder with more wet weather expected in the coming days.
As the Israel-Hamas war entered its 100th day, there were no signs of the conflict letting up, with fierce fighting in southern and central Gaza and warnings from Hamas' armed wing saying many Israeli hostages may have been killed. The conflict between Israel and Hamas has killed nearly 24,000 Palestinians, devastated vast swaths of Gaza, and driven around 85% of its 2.3 million residents from their homes. Tensions have soared across the region, with Israel trading fire almost daily with Lebanon's Hezbollah militant group, Iran-backed militias attacking U.S. targets in Syria and Iraq, and Yemen's Houthi rebels targeting international shipping, drawing a wave of U.S. airstrikes last week. Denmark has a new king and queen. Crown Prince Frederik has been proclaimed along with his wife Princess Mary at an official handover in Copenhagen. It makes Mary the first Australian-born queen of a European monarchy. Their accession follows the abdication of the current queen after more than half a century on the throne.
His Majesty King Frederik X steps out on the balcony of Christiansborg Palace, Denmark's centre of power. Along with him, his Tasmanian-born wife, Her Majesty Queen Mary. Their ascension is marked with a kiss, to the delight of tens of thousands of people watching on. Before they're joined by their 4 children. Moments earlier, the Prime Minister proclaimed the succession of the throne, leading a chant of hooray, ushering in a new era for the Danish royal family.
My mother, Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II, has ruled Denmark for 52 years. Today, the throne passes on. My hope is to become a unifying king of tomorrow. It is a task I have approached all my life. It is a responsibility I take on with respect, pride, and great joy.
The large crowd cheers as the new sovereigns are taken by a horse-drawn coach to the royal residence in Copenhagen. It's a long way from suburban Hobart, where Mary Donaldson grew up in the 1970s and 80s. Princess Mary's work on social issues and her royal duties have made an impression, and opinion polls show the couple have plenty of public support.
It's going to be interesting to see how he's going to cope being a king. It's a big change for him, but it's also a big change for the Danish people.
It was good, a bit emotional also. It's new times because I love our queen as well.
With the abdication of Europe's longest-serving monarch, Queen Margrethe II now bears the official title of Her Majesty Queen Margrethe. The 83-year-old's surprise decision was announced during an annual New Year's Eve address. She cited health issues. The Danish monarchy dates back to the Viking Age and is one of the oldest in the world. Members typically stay above partisan politics in favour of more traditional duties such as state visits and national celebrations. With the ascension, there's a new generation to take the royal family into the modern era, one now with even stronger ties to Australia.
U.S. federal election proceedings officially begin this week, but Americans won't vote for president until November 5th. America holds a bunch of contests to choose who's officially running for the White House before the presidential election decides who will run the country. Many are expecting it will come down to Donald Trump and Joe Biden, which would essentially be a rematch of the last election. Joe Biden is virtually a certainty to be on Americans' ballot papers in November. The Republican race is the more competitive one, but this year it's less so than usual, with Donald Trump clearly the favorite to win. You're watching TVWan News. After the break, Lions Boxing Club invites more young people and Vegas Nines to welcome first ever NRL matches in the United States.
guys, what's up? I'm Risa, your Digicel data doctor. Today let's talk about how you can get more value and more data with Digicel's Red Club. Red Club gives you greater buying power to purchase daily, weekly and monthly bundles, where you pay less for more data, more talk and more SMS. Our Red Club users are elite and have access to a suite of exclusive plans that start from as little as 1 kina per gigabyte of data. Nice, right? How can you join Red Club, you ask? Well, it's simple. First, you subscribe to be a member of the club by dialing *675# and choosing option 3 for Red Club. Next, select your subscription, then press 1 to confirm. You will receive an SMS confirming your subscription. Welcome to Red Club. Now that you've joined our exclusive Elite Club, you can now access discounted Red Club bundles by dialing *675# again. Select option 3 for Red Club and select your preferred plan from the Red Club menu. For data-only plans, select 1, Red Club Data. For data, talk and SMS plans, select 2, Red Club One Talk. For talk-only plans, select 3, Red Club Voice. Now you're all set to enjoy more value and more data for less. Only with Digicel.
Australia's favorite chef is taking you around the world to meet amazing people.
Teach me how to make this one.
Experience delicious food.
Bon appétit.
And discover the most incredible flavors.
Yum. Nice.
This is a culinary expedition on a budget.
50 rupees. That's a deal. Whoa.
Cheers. Around the world with Mano Fidel. Streaming now on Outdoor.
The martial arts have been practiced for centuries. Forged out of an ancient Asian world of mayhem and intimidation. But in fact, they're all about self-defense, discipline, and honor. This is XMA, the world of extreme martial arts.
Watch Extreme Martial Arts, only on Fight Sports.
Feel it? Feel it? The anticipation, the pulse of the game, it's coming. Something monumental. Get ready for the NRL season 2024. Get ready to witness history in the making.
As a private contractor, you possess a unique set of skills. Very good. Carry on.
They're gonna kill you now.
We'll shoot him first, then.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm gonna shoot at them, Danny.
Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre, premieres Saturday, January 20th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Thanks for staying with us. Kolita Hakena's tennis achievements have inspired young athletes across the region. It has demonstrated talent, hard work and support, and shows that even athletes from smaller nations can compete at the highest level and make their mark on the world stage. Kolita's mother, Diane Hasavi, was more than grateful to all who continue to support the young tennis sensation. Diane expressed gratitude to all who have supported Coco's progress in her tennis career. As she continues making history and inspiring others, Coco has arrived at the Home Tennis Academy in Australia and is diligently preparing for the 14th Pacific Asia Athletes event, which will take place at the Australian Open next week. Kolita is a member of the Oceania Tennis Federation touring team led by head coach Jeff Race and assistant coaches Lauren and Doreen Ningalu. The PNG Rugby Union Sevens teams, the Pukpuks and Palais, have been ordinary in the first leg of 2024 HSBC Challenger Series in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The PNG Pukpuks finished at the bottom of the table in the competition, and the Palais, on the other hand, competed in the 9th place playoffs. While it was a tough outing for both PNG teams, with Pukpuks facing steep competitions from the opposition's president of the PNG Rugby Union, Paul Siwi, is expecting both teams to learn from the experience and give their best shot in their next campaign.
The PNG Rugby Union president, Paul Siwi, made a mixed comment on the PNG teams participating in the Dubai event. He wants both teams to perform better at the international event, but also understands that PNG is ranked in the top 24 rugby sevens countries in the world. Siwi said, there is first 12 teams making up the best in the world, and PNG is in the second 12 teams in the world ranking, which is far better than the 15th ranking. Siwi added that even though PNG did not perform well at the HSBC Challenger Series, they are still in the top 24 teams in the world. Technically, the result of Dubai events holds no significance in the world ranking of Rugby Union Sevens nations. Siwi said, in rugby, it's not about one game. It's about consistency, so they must continue to play. The problem with the team is that they can score, but they need to stick by the rules because there were a lot of red cards and yellow cards given in the games. When they are red or yellow carded, they put themselves at risk and hurt their chances of winning the match. The PNG RU is expecting the national teams to bounce back in the next leg of HSBC Sevens Challenger Series in Uruguay as they keep their hopes alive to qualify for 2024 Paris Olympics. Rex Litter, TVWan Sports.
President of PNG Rugby Union, Paul Siwi, wrote to Prime Minister James Marape announcing the signing of Joanna Butler with the ACT Brumbies in Australia. Siwi said he requested from the Prime Minister and the national government to support PNG Rugby Union establish better competitions throughout the country for men and women. Siwi said PNG RU's request includes commercializing the sport so that the competition is similar to that of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup. The Prime Minister has urged the PNG RU to invest in its junior development pathways and develop rugby in the country. Family and relatives of Kumul number 139, late Joshua Koro, passed on last Friday after a short illness. His family expects to repatriate his body to Kerma, Gulf Province, this weekend for burial. Late Koro played more than 5 matches representing PNG in the Kumul's colors along with his brothers Gideon and Hauda.
3 Koro brothers played for the PNG Kumuls between 1984 and 2000. In a space of 16 years, brothers Hauda, Gideon and now late Joshua Koro represented their country on separate occasions. Being the younger brother, Joshua drew inspiration from his older brothers and from local rugby league competition in Kerema, Gulf Province. He made it all the way to the top representing PNG in the Kumuls jersey more than 5 times. Kumuls legend Tuksi Karo described late Koro as a tough player who represented his country with pride.
Joshua, I'm a strong man way. I'm going to give up. I'm going to give up. Nah, I'm going to worry lo you said man. I'm like a man.
At the time of his passing, late Koro was heavily involved in talent identification and development pathways for PRK Gulf ISO, the Gulf franchise participating in the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup competition. The Koro family will be repatriating the body of late former Kumul to his own village in Gulf Province this weekend.
Yes, the message has gone out, and I think the newly incorporated legends, Kumul legends, they will be coming this evening. And others have came in yesterday. We were told that the governor for East New Britain still has his heart for rugby league, Michael Marum.
He'll be coming in on
Wednesday.
He'll be coming in, it's Tuesday now, tomorrow. He'll be coming in to visit the house cry.
Late Joshua leaves behind his wife and 5 children. Rex Litter, TVWan Sports.
The PNG National Women's Rugby League team Orchids head coach Ben Jeffries has been appointed the head coach of Newcastle Knights women's team in Australia National Rugby League Women's competition. Jeffries has transformed the PNG Orchids in his tenure since joining the team prior to the 2021 Rugby League World Cup. Jeffries steered the Orchids to its first ever semi-finals in 2021 since participating in the Rugby League World Cup. The profile he has built while being the PNG Orchids head coach landed him a head coaching role at the Newcastle Knights women's team. The Knights women's team won the 2023 Women's NRL Premiership title after edging out Gold Coast Titans 24-18. It will be another exciting opportunity for the PNG Orchids coach to lead the Knights women in defending its title for the 2024 NRLW season. The Australian Open is underway with several local hopes headlining day one of the Grand Slam. Young Queenslander Dane Sweeney has gone down in a tough 5-set battle, and wildcard Adam Walton is out after losing in straight sets. Organizers are predicting record crowds.
Australia's Grand Slam is back, but this time starting a day earlier.
It does take the edge off the late finishes. Doesn't guarantee you won't have them, but it takes the edge off.
One former champion says the now 15-day tournament is a win.
From a playing perspective, I was a victim to it a few times too, where you get on the court so late and you're finishing so late.
Andre Agassi and Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley each won the Australian Open 4 times. 50 years after her first title, Goolagong-Cawley wants to see an Australian hoist the trophy once again.
Tomljenovic, she's doing well. She's come back after injuries, but you know, I think she's got a good chance.
Organisers want 1 million people through the gates and forecast more than 1 billion viewers worldwide.
And that's all for now. We'll now have the weather forecast with Carol.
Southern regions scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Port Moresby mostly cloudy with few showers, and Kirrama partly cloudy with few possible showers. Momase scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Medang and Wewak few showers. New Guinea Islands, isolated showers and thunderstorms over Lorengau and Kavieng, partly cloudy. Highlands region, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Goroka and Kundiawa, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas smooth with west to southwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas smooth with west to northwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters north of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finschhafen. Waters of Finschhafen through Vitiers and Dampier Strait to Siassi and Long Islands. Waters of Bougainville. Seas 0.5 to 1 meter. And that wraps up another edition of TVWan News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.